Okay, I've got a lot to talk about today. Flash photography, one of my specialties, especially off-camera flash, the importance of it for any beginning still photographer. I have a great recommendation for the first flash you may want to own. You will have a lot of information to arm yourself with before you purchase your first flash. Before we get started, coffee of the day. Starbucks French roast in my extremely high-class Keurig coffee maker. Let's go. It's a busy day here at the studio. You may see some people running back and forth outside. Ignore them. Okay, let me get this out of the way first. This is the flash we're going to be talking about today. There are two versions of it. One is called the Evolve 200 and the other is called the AD 200 Pro. One is by Adorama, one is by Godox directly. It's the same flash. You can order Godox from many sources. I will have links. You can order Adorama. I will also have a link to that. Your choice. You can't go wrong. All the accessories fit both flashes. Also, I want to let you know, toward the end of this video, I want to talk a little bit about my philosophy about photography, natural light photography, and flash photography, and why I think beginners really should consider doing flash photography very early in their careers. As you may already know, I am a professional photographer, professional portrait photographer. I do children, high school seniors, families, the works. And this particular flash, even though it's not large, is a huge workhorse for me. It is larger than a speed light. It is less expensive than a speed light, and it puts out a great deal more light than a speed light. It has a much nicer, in my opinion, trigger system. You don't have to rely on any particular brand's trigger system. They have a trigger system that works very well. But it works for me from everything from individual portraits outside to entire families, depending on the modifier you want to use. Now, having said that, you have to use the flash as it's intended. You're not going to overpower the sun with this flash, but a beginner photographer shouldn't be trying to overpower the sun yet, in my opinion. I recommend this flash from personal experience of at least 2 or 3 sessions a week. Every week. I've had it for almost 2 years and it is still going strong. Okay, here we go. The number one reason I recommend this flash is because it's incredibly small for the amount of power it puts out. This is one of my Canon speed lights. This is the Evolve 200 or the AD 200 Pro. Pretty darn close, really close in size for twice the power. How can you beat that? And it's less expensive. The Canon system or whatever system or Nikon system, if you are working within their system with their speed lights, you're going to pay a lot more than you will for this flash. Oh yes, it does automatic flash. If you order the correct version, it will do Canon ETTL. I don't know what the Nikon version is. You order a Nikon version, it'll do that. It will do fully automated flash or manual. That is a huge, huge feature in such a small package. As I already mentioned, it's extremely affordable. Currently, the Canon 600 speed light, which would work for my system, it's their current high-end speed light, is going for around $500. The Godox AD 200 Pro is $350 at twice the power. That's a really great value, not to mention the versatility of it, which we're going to get to in a few minutes. Okay, let me talk a little bit about how I use this flash, which is very important, right? And that's a key to why this is a workhorse for me. So as this flash comes, it has a head that's very similar to a speed light, but not a problem. Snaps right off. Now, As a beginner, you may not be familiar with this yet, but bare bulb flash is an extremely versatile way to go. You can snap on the bare bulb attachment. This can then work within an umbrella. It can work within a softbox. It's very wide as it is bare bulb. However, that's a very soft, pleasing light. But what I do, this is important. This is a modifier that is available for an incredibly low price. I'm going to try and put a link to it in the description below. When I say low, I mean less than $20. This would screw onto this head like this. Now you have a round directional light. And with this particular modifier, the fall off is just beautiful. Fall off means it's not harsh. It means it looks very natural. It almost looks like sun coming in, and that's how I use it. Now it's small. For a large group, you would need a larger modifier. For a large group, you may need a larger flash. But for a large group, you're probably not a beginning photographer, right? This is about your first flash and bang for your buck. And let me tell you, this is a lot of bang for the buck for a new photographer. Let's talk about how versatile this little guy is and what it comes with. Now, there are several versions of kits that you can get, again, depending on if you go through Adorama for the Evolve or you go through a Godox sales channel for the AD200. They configure these in many different ways, but most of the time I've seen these come with that fits this head. You get this guy, a grid with barn doors, and this is extremely well made. It is metal, it is well built. Again, I'm speaking to the beginners. This grid is to make your flash very directional. It's going to cut down the light a little bit. That's fine. In addition, this kit comes with, or the kit I got, comes with gels for different colors of light. So the ones I've got aren't corrective gels, like it's not going to turn tungsten to daylight or vice versa. But this system is extremely well made. These simply pop in and they sit magnetically. This is, for a flash in this price range, this is unheard of for modifiers on more expensive flashes. Let me tell you, when you start shopping for flashes, you'll find out that things like this simply are extreme. Let's just say these are very expensive features. This attachment just fits on the head like this, and it just snaps on. I am not saying that this is the highest quality flash available. I'm saying that for a beginner, you're going to get more bang for your buck out of this flash system than any that I've dealt with. There are tons of options. There are many, many options out there. And in the beginning, budget is very, very important. Heck, for me, budget's dang important because my stuff has to pay for itself. This is not my hobby. If it doesn't earn its way or earn its keep, it's not going to get into my camera bag. As you can see, I'm really passionate about this flash, but I'm more passionate about flash photography. And I personally believe that any new photographer really would benefit from learning about electronic flash photography very early in their career. You get so much control over being able to decide how you want a lighting pattern to be, no matter what weather, no matter what location, that I personally recommend all beginning photographers get into flash as soon as you can. I love natural light photography. I think it is absolutely stunning. I also love seeing people succeed. I love seeing photographers turn out beautiful images. I love seeing photographers being able to realize their vision. There are many ways to do this. I've given you 5 great reasons to consider this as your first flash. What I'd like to ask you is if you'd like to see instruction on using flash photography. This channel is very new. If you would like to see how I do this, if you would like me to do teaching on flash photography, please let me know in the comments, because I would love to do videos like that. Also, if you have enjoyed this video, if you have learned something, if you have been spurred to consider moving into flash photography as a beginner, would you consider hitting like on the video? And if you like where the channel is going, would you consider subscribing? I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you lasting to the end of this video. Until the next video, cheers.